Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to make a video, you see the title, discussing the mistakes I made in friendships and some of the things I learned from failed friendships. And so I actually made a video about how to be a good friend a couple of years ago. And if you want to go back up, my page to find it, it was really good. But this video is just kind of an extension from that, and just based off some recent conversations I've had with other women, and it's just so relatable. So I felt like I would talk about this information, on my channel. So first of all, I just want to say that it is totally normal to outgrow people. All friendships will not last forever. So you can't expect people to stick around forever. Some folks are there just for a season, a reason, a lesson, or whatever. So, some of this stuff can't be avoided. But, as I get older, I am being intentional about a lot of things in my life. And one of the things I am being intentional about at this point in my life is just being very careful about who I allow in my life, why I allow them in my life, why they are there, what are their motives and all that. And I'll get into that later. But, so for me, and at the stage that I am in my life, this is where I am with, friends and relationships and things like that. So let's get right into my list here. So one of the very first things that I want to talk about, the mistake that I made, is getting close to people too fast. Okay. Just like in relationships, if you're trying to get in a romantic relationship or get to know an opposite sex, I would hope you wouldn't jump right in and sleep with them right away, or get too deep in within the first couple of dates or interactions, because you want to, number one, guard yourself. You want to build trust with the person and all those things. So I have in the past gotten close to people way too fast, giving people the benefit of the doubt without slowing down just to know what people's motives are, what their intentions are with me, and it may be extra, but like I said, this is the place I am in my life with people. And also making sure that you are not building a relationship for negative reasons. And one of the examples is, okay, so I don't like her, you don't like her, right? So let's be friends and gang up on her. Or you smoke weed, I smoke weed, you like to drink, I like to drink. Like all these negative things that you're connecting over. Once you get over picking on that person or falling out with that person or smoking or drinking, it's just not gonna last, because the foundation was not solid. So getting close to people way too fast was a mistake that I made. A second mistake that I made was not giving people enough grace. So the older I get, I realize how important it is to just give people grace. Like, you really don't know what people are going through. And so sometimes when you think people are acting funny or people have a way about them, sometimes it's nothing to do with you personally. It's just things that they are definitely dealing with. And that's the reason why they're isolating themselves or acting funny. And they don't always have anything to do with you. And so now I have learned to give people grace, and before I jump to conclusions, talk to people, communicate with them, and see what's going on, or whatever. That's one second thing. The third thing is not knowing my place, and it goes right into the fourth thing about having expectations that are too high. So not knowing my place means everybody has different, and it's a girl named Trinity Mitchell. I think her last name is Mitchell. Let me see. Yes, Trinity Mitchell. So she talks about tiers in friendships and how, basically there's people that serve different purposes in your life. And this is something that I learned later on in life too. So you may have 5 friends in your circles, and each one of those friends serve a different purpose. You may be able to go to one of your friends and vent about personal things, but it may be another friend in your group who you can't do that with. She serve another purpose. And so just knowing your place in people's lives, just because you have this person at tier 1, they may have you at tier 3. Okay. And so you could be expecting them to do things for you or treat you like you treat them. And, and this goes into number 5, expecting people to be me. You can't expect people to treat you like you treat them. Well, you can expect that. Let me get that correct, because you should be able to receive what you give. Some friendships are so one-sided, and you have the people that's like, gimme, 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 gimme. But when it's time to celebrate you, they're nowhere to be found. Okay. So knowing like where your place is in this person's life, not expecting them to be like you, not expecting them to give like you. And when you're giving, you give out of a place where you don't expect anything in return. That's the expectations that I have now. If I'm going to step out here and support this person or do something for this person, then I'm not even though it hurts that they won't do the same for me, then my expectations are not even to receive anything. It's because I'm doing it because I want to do it out of the goodness of my heart. And it makes me think about my book. When I put my book out, I was a little frustrated because I refused to focus on the people who didn't support. That takes away from the folks who did, So I'm not even going to talk about this long, but there were certain people who I patronized their business, supported things that they done, and I sent them the link to my book where I was trying to I was trying to get #1 bestseller. And so I needed a certain amount of people to purchase my book. And I had reached out to folks that I had supported and like sent them the link. And the book was only $1.99, the digital book. And they wouldn't even respond, saying that they seen it and they didn't even reply to it. And I was just like, okay, I've supported you on many occasions and you can't even do this small favor for me. So, sometimes people are just not going to give you what you give them, and you just have to understand that. However, I don't feel like you should, it is time to walk away when things are one-sided, when you're always the giver and that person is not pouring back into you. That is not healthy. And sometimes, in certain seasons of your life, you may not, and it's the same thing in relationships. And I saw this on social media, how one person may be able to give 60% one day, another person got to give 40. Sometimes you have to give the extra when that person isn't able to give as much because of things that they are dealing with in their life. Okay. Hope that makes sense. Number 6 is ignoring signs of jealousy. Okay. When people are jealous of you, you can see it. They can try to hide it all they want to, but they cannot hide it. Sometimes the jealousy is just them looking at your life, seeing everything that you have and comparing themselves to you. You cannot control when somebody compare themselves to you. You would hope that somebody you put in your life as a friend wouldn't compare themselves and start some type of competition. But for whatever reason, this is natural for some folks. And so when you see that and social media is a big deal with friends. Now, I don't feel like you don't have to like everything on my page. Okay. I don't care because I'm not going to like everything you post. But what I don't understand is when I see you interacting with everybody else, but barely interacting with anything I post. You tell them good news, their expression change. They can't even hide the jealousy, or they're going to come back and try to one up you to tell you something that they did better than what you just told them. They're just not supportive of you. This is things, you can't ignore that stuff. You really can't ignore it because it is a red flag. And you just need to be mindful of what you see and take action. Okay. Number 7, the last mistake is self-blaming. Okay. I talked to my therapist about this in one of my first therapy visits. And she told me, you know what, Shonda, it's not always you. Sometimes it's other people. Blaming yourself. Well, why she don't like me? What did I do to her? Well, maybe it's this. Maybe I said this. Maybe I can do this better. You cannot do anything to make somebody love you or to make somebody change their feelings towards you. If they already have a preconceived notion or they made up all this stuff in their head and they're in secret competition, that ain't got nothing to do with you. You can't control the way they act. You can control the way you respond. So those are 7 things that I can think of that were mistakes that I made in previous friendships, and I would not be making those mistakes again going forward. I recently opened my heart to building relationship with people because, like I said, people have walked out of my life. People have done me bad. I've cut people off, immaturely. And it's a lot of friendships that I probably will not get back. And that's fine because I don't want to go backwards in my life. But I want to learn from them so that when God sends the good people in my life, I will not overlook them because I'm so hurt from what happened to me before. So some of the things that I learned from my mistakes and some things that I'm trying to do going forward is praying, just like you pray for your significant other, praying for these friendships. So my thing right now is, God, I want you to show me anybody that comes in my life, show me what their intentions are. Make it clear to me. Why are they here? I don't want anybody coming in my life because I can give them something or they're coming to me because of a fixation, or they want what I got, or I can hook them up with something. Like, I don't want them type of people. I only want healthy foundations. Okay. And so I'm praying to God, Lord, I know everybody isn't going to last forever, but I don't want a whole lot of seasonal short-term friendships anymore. If you only send me one good person, I want it to be long-term. I want it to be someone who matches me, who's like-minded, who I can grow with, grow from, and build each other up. Nobody that's in competition, nobody that's easily jealous, nobody that will make me want to compete with them. Like, I don't have time for that. Okay, I'll be 40 years old next year. I don't have time for that. So that's my prayer. And then making sure that we have healthy things in common. Not connecting with people for negative or unhealthy reasons. So that's another thing. Like, what is it that attracts you to me, and what attracts me to you that's healthy? Do both of us really love self-care? Are both of us like trying to further our, like, what is it that is drawing us to each other? And then slowing down, because I told y'all I move too fast sometimes, but slowing down to really get to know people and see what tier they belong on in my life, or if they belong in my life at all. And then I don't even know. Oh, low maintenance people. Okay. Because I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I have a full-time job. I try to take care of myself. There's a lot of things that I have to juggle on a day-to-day basis that you can't expect to call me and talk to me for hours every day. I can't text you every day. You know what I mean? So just people that are low maintenance, that don't require so much, or they get upset. And then also people that are not controlling. Making sure that I pick up on those traits of control. If you don't do this the way I want you to do it, I'm going to get mad and stop talking to you because I can't control you. Like I said, that's another trait, just like jealousy. Because when they are high maintenance and you don't do what they want you to do, then of course they get mad and cut you off. Okay. So I hope that this was beneficial, helpful, or whatever to someone, because I felt like this was just good for me to share. If you're in a place where I am in, where you're just being intentional about the people that you allow in your life, I can't afford any more like hurt from friends or from people. And like I said, I'm just in the process of building a new tribe, or getting with my correct tribe. And these new people that I meet may not last forever. However, I don't want any nasty falling out, any bad blood, or, constantly self-blaming myself for what I did wrong for this person to stop talking. Like, I'm just not at that place anymore in my life. But anyways, I hope this was helpful. Y'all have a great December going into the New Year's. God bless. New Year. I'm sorry. God bless.